Hey, what's going on, you guys? This is Sheila Beela coming to you with another review of Tyler Perry's Sistas Season 8 episode. I think this episode 11 or 12. I know I'll have it in the description. I think it was called Pull the Trigger. Pull the Trigger. But it'll all be in the description below. Yeah, this episode had me like the audacities of some people. The audacities of some people. But anyway, I hope y'all are having, well, the new year is here, and I pray that each and every person that is watching me will have a blessed, bountifully blessed year in 2025. Whatever goals and dreams and plans that you have, as long as they are in line with God, they will not fail. So trust and believe and ask for direction and wisdom from God, and let him allow him to guide you. All right. So with that being said, I hope you all have a great blessed year. And I'm thinking about doing something different with these reviews. I'm thinking about putting myself on camera more. I just invested in myself and bought what is it, one of them things, a Mac laptop book chair. Everybody got one in my family, so I said if everybody got one, let me go ahead and get one too, because I've been wanting to try to get a little bit more quality when it comes to my videos. So what y'all think about seeing me just a little bit more? Because y'all, when I tell you my facial expressions are crazy, if you go look at some of my earlier videos, I think my facial expressions can kind of have you laughing just a little bit. But anyway, let me know what y'all think if y'all want to see me just a little bit more. And I pray that y'all have a happy new year, and whatever plans that you have, just move forward with them. Don't have fear. Just move forward in them and let God direct you in what you need to be. And I pray that I just pray for you. Okay, so Tyler Perry's Sistas. We are back, child. And I forgot that this show, I didn't even think that the show was going to come on until I looked. I said, oh, the show came on. Because, child, when I tell you, I was eating my black eyed peas and cornbread and chicken. And a man had walked through my door. You know all them traditions we got, child. Let a man walk through your door first. He can't live there. All that stuff. It happened. Anyway, child. When I went to sleep, woke up, ate again, went to sleep, child. Anyway, now I'm back at work. So I had to take some pause and talk about Tyler Perry's Sistas. Oh, enough. I'm rambling a little bit too much. Okay, so the episode picks up where it left off. Oh, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. The more and more you like, the more and more the algorithm pushes me through. The more and more you comment, the more the algorithm push me through. Because I like to talk to y'all. Y'all really ain't been commenting that much. I don't know. Y'all sick of me? I don't know. Child, talk to me. I be want to talk to y'all. Anyway, so now back to Tyler Perry's Sistas. So the episode does pick up where it left off when she was getting followed. So hey, I guess those techniques that Fatima showed her, they look like they work. Cause she had that mace and she did the karate chop kick. I said, oh, okay, girl. Tell me what you learned. Look, show me what you're working with. Shake your face. But anyway, one thing I noticed about Andy's face, I don't know, is it me or is she starting to look a little jigsaw-y? Like Jigsaw, the movie guy that, trap people in a room. You got to cut off your arm or a leg to get out. She's looking a little jigsaw-y. I don't know. Her chin is looking really sharp, and her cheekbones are like really high and tight. And I think what really brought it out was like that rouge or blush that's on her cheeks. She just looked a little sowy. Jigsaw? Maybe it's just me. I don't know, but I was a little distracted. But when he was like, Miss Barnes, after she done maced him and child karate chopped him in the neck, she was like, what are you doing? Like, why are you following me? And he was saying that Robin is the one that led him, that advised that he follows her. He was pretty much paying her to follow. This is the PI that Robin, I guess, was talking about. Well, I guess one of them. But come to find out, he works for the actual office. He works for the law firm. So he's on double duty. I'm assuming, to follow Miss Barnes. And while he done got karate chop chow and maced, he can't even see good. And she over here trying to comfort him. And I'm like, can you get this man some water or something? The man eyes burning. Robin pops up out the blue. Oh, Andy, what are you doing? And she was like, I can't believe you got him to follow me. He was like, yeah, I'm trying to keep you safe from Gary. He was like, look, I really don't care. The PI guy was like, look, I really don't care what y'all got going on. I'm just doing my job. I need to go. Can I get some water? I said, please go get this man some water for his eyes, please. So he walks on off, and Andy is offended, and that's one of the audacities I was talking about. I'm like, Robin, you were so invested into keeping Andy safe. It's almost like you're trying to keep yourself safe by way of Andy, following her to make sure she stays in line with the plans that you have for her life instead of the plans that the Lord has for her life, But anyway, so she was like, you're acting more and more like Gary. Like, you telling me that I need to watch out for Gary. Maybe I need to watch out for you. And he was like, don't you compare me to Gary. I mean, you all are a lot of alike. Both of y'all are very narcissistic at this moment. Everything has to be about y'all and what y'all want and controlling and conniving and slick evil, And she was saying, and Robin always brings up the fact that he's her attorney. I'm your attorney, and I'm just trying to look out for the best interest of my client. Are you really? And she said, you know what? Because I was thinking the same thing to Andy. I was like, Andy, get rid of him. And Andy said, yes, I will, Sheila. Hold on. I'm about to right now. So Andy said, at this moment, since you have a lot going on, I'm going to relieve myself of you, and I'm going to fire you as my attorney. He was like, no, you can't do that. Yes, I can. And then she gets a phone call. Ding, 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 ding. Who is it? It's Fatima. We're at the hospital with Karen. I said, hold on, wait. Am I missing something? Because I feel like that scene was out of order for I think they were just trying to find a way to get Andy, the writers. I think the writers just tried to find a way to get Andy out of the scene. But they placed the scenes wrong, because when we keep looking, she ain't at the hospital yet. So I'm just like, y'all, that is like a blooper. I don't know. But anyway, back over at Danny's place, Krisha's there, comes in because apparently Andy called Krisha and Krisha called the paramedics. And I kind of feel like it should have been the other way around, because if she felt that she was having a heart attack, girl, why would you call Krisha? Which is, Tyler Perry is introducing Krisha. And when I watched this scene, not even watching the remainder of the show, of this episode, I said, so Krisha gay. I just knew it. I said, so Krisha gay, and I think she gonna try to hit on Danny, and I think her and Danny might be in a relationship later on. That's what I was just thinking. And after I watched the full episode, child, I was like, right. Anyway, so she was like, because when Krisha came in, she was like, hey, Danny, how are you? I'm sorry. What's going on? She said, I think I'm having a heart attack. And then she did her pose. And again, she was talking about her vitals and all that stuff. And Danny was looking at her like, I'm sorry, I called you away from a date. No, I think Krisha said she was on a date and she just came right over. And Danny was saying like, oh, she was sorry that, she took her away from her date or whatever. And Krisha was just like, no, don't worry about it. I'm glad I was close by. And when she was doing it, I was like, oh, so Krisha must like Danny. Krisha like Danny. Okay. Tyler, I see what you're doing. And so, yeah. And so Krisha was telling Danny, calm down, breathe, breathe, breathe. I'm saying, the paramedics on the way. And I'm just like, child, for this to be a heart attack, child, this was the longest heart attack that I've seen, because Danny probably would have been unalive by now, as slow as they going. Yeah, but I was right, because if y'all watch my trailer review for this, I had said that, yeah, I said that it wasn't no heart attack. I said that it was a panic attack. I think I said that I said that at the end of my review of this one. I was saying there ain't no heart attack, and which goes to show that I was right. It really wasn't. All right, so back over at Zach and Fatima's place, That's why I said, like, they called her earlier to tell Andy that Karen is in the hospital, but she's here still arguing with Zach. And Fatima and her kind of agree, and then it gets to the point to where they disagree, and then it gets to the point to where it's like, um, I'm pregnant too. But anyway, a little bit more into the conversation. They're still arguing because Zach is saying Fatima didn't want Karen to come over there. Fatima feels like that Karen overstepped when she came to the house. And Fatima understands that, you know, you have your feeling, and she understands they are both agreeing that Zach is the problem, right? And Fatima says, but what I do need you to do is just respect the fact that you don't have to come to my home. You know, you could have did this over the phone. But Karen's whole deal is, but when you got your calling me, getting on my nerves about custody and all that stuff, I feel like this needs to be an in-person conversation. But Fatima said, I just need you to see. I understand, you know, you a baby mama or whatever, but would you just want a baby mama coming up to your house uninvited? Karen said she understood, but it started to be a little tension in the conversation about who's right, who's wrong, and what's right and what's wrong, right? Shout out to R. Kelly. Zach changes the conversation. Well, he changes the focus of the conversation and says, it's me, y'all. It's me. Like, y'all both should be mad at me, not each other. And so they was just like, yeah. And Zach says something to the effect of, you know, I got to make sure. He said, what did he say? I'm just trying to look out for both something like looking out for both of my baby mamas, or something to the effect of both of them pregnant at the same time or whatever. I didn't really catch what he said. And Fatima looked at Zach, and Karen looked at Zach, because when I tell you Fatima looked at Zach like, why did you say that? And Karen is looking like, Zach, for real? And the way that they were looking, of course, Fatima was saying, like, I was trying to keep this a secret as long as I could because I wasn't really ready to spill the beans yet. But when Karen looked at Zach, she looked at Zach like her feelings was hurt. And I'm just like, Karen, why are you looking at Zach like your feelings was hurt? At the end of the day, you knew that they was going to end up possibly having a child. Maybe you wanted to be the only one that wanted the light to shine on you, and you wanted to be the only one pregnant so you can have all Zach's attention. You know what I'm saying? Maybe in your mind, you may have thought that maybe something would possibly happen. I don't know. But it looks like, you know how it is when you pregnant and you be like, you know, this is in real life. When you pregnant, and everybody is like, oh, you pregnant, oh, you pregnant, oh, you pregnant. And then somebody else, you know, be pregnant. You be like, dang, why I just can't be pregnant by myself? Why I can't enjoy this experience of motherhood by myself? Why now I got to share my spotlight with somebody else? You know, pregnancy envy maybe. Anyway, so when she finds out that Fatima is pregnant, and Fatima was like, well, I was going to tell you. I was just trying to find the right time. But at the end of the day, Fatima, you ain't got to tell Karen nothing. Shoot, let your belly speak for you. It ain't Karen's business to know. I know y'all gonna have family together or whatever, but anyway, period. So that ain't Karen's place to know. When you ready to tell, it's on you. But when Karen hears the information, that's when she starts to have, I guess, quote unquote, go into labor or whatever. Back over there at the hospital, back over there at Danny's place, the paramedics are finally there, and the paramedic guy takes her vitals. She said it was a little high, but it ain't too much as far as her blood pressure. A little high, but not too much. Then the doctor asks, who is her? You know, is that your friend? She's like, no, that's my therapist. This is what I didn't understand. Why did he ask to talk to the therapist alone? First of all, that is not HIPAA. You supposed to discuss whatever she got going. I mean, I know they ain't at the hospital. That's the paramedics. But at the same time, don't go over there and discuss nothing I got going on with her first. I'm the one over here in pain. Why are you going to talk to my therapist? So y'all can agree on a prognosis? I'm confused. So they go over there, the paramedic guy and Cretia, they go over there and they pretty much agree that she's having a panic attack, which I stated in my review or whatever last time. And so Danny is just like, I need y'all to come talk to me. Like, what's going on? Talk to me. They tell her pretty much, you're not dying. You know, you're not gonna die today, which is not good bedside manner, but it's true. You ain't dying today. You're gonna die someday, but not today. You just having a panic attack. And she's saying, what is a panic attack? They explain to her, you know, what a panic attack is and what's the difference between a panic attack and a heart attack. And they say it really difference between men and women or whatever. So that's good to know that she's not having a panic attack. The paramedics leave, and Krisha asks her, is there a friend that you need to call? She was like, yeah, which one? And she said Sabrina, which we all knew that it was going to be Sabrina, because we do know out of the friend group, her and Sabrina are the closest. And child hating over here about the smothered Gary. Gary wakes up after he was being sedated. Y'all, I thought that this man was tied down to the bed, but I guess they untied him. And he woke up just in the nick of time. Hating time about, child, I was trying to give you a pillow. Make sure you was comfortable. And Gary looking at him like, what? Is there a reason why you're here? And in this scene, this kind of made me feel like Gary was faking. It really did. It really made me feel like Gary was faking again, because when Hayden mentioned Tamaria, Gary automatically forgot, because when he was looking at Hayden, he looked at Hayden like he knows Hayden. Like, is there a reason why you here? He didn't say, who are you? Like, why are you here? He didn't say that. He just said, is there a reason why you here? Like we ain't even cool like that no more. Why are you here? But when he said, I want to talk to you about Tamaria, oh, who is Tamaria? And who are you? I said, yeah, Gary faking again. Or whatever. And so as they are talking, Hudson comes in, and Hudson is like, why are you here, Hayden? And Hayden is like, why do you have such a leash, pretty much a leash on Gary? Like, why are you guarding him so tough? What y'all got going on? And it's like both of them was slick, saying, you not trying to allow Gary to remember what's going on, because Hayden was trying to see like how long, you know, his memory was a little foggy, and Hayden was just trying to see like how long has he been like this? Like, he don't remember nothing. He don't remember. And that's Hudson kind of clocked it like, do you want him to remember? Like, what? Are you trying to make sure he don't remember so he won't pretty much clock your tea? Like, you what? So, I mean, that exchange was kind of weird between them. It's like everybody knows something on somebody. That's why the exchange was kind of weird. It was almost like, Hayden, I know what you doing. And Hayden was like, Hudson, I know what you doing. It was weird. Anyway, so back over at the hospital, Zach is in panic mode because he's trying to figure out what's going on with Karen. And the nurse lady comes out and she just tells them, you know, Karen is back there being seen by the best doctor that's on call. I'm just glad, you know, it's a good thing y'all brought her in or whatever. Zach is trying to get an update, and the nurse lady was just like, well, she'll let y'all know when y'all ready to go back there to see her. Back over at the basketball court. Now I knew what Sabrina had on. She had her scarf, her jacket, what was a sweater tied around. I thought she had on a skirt, but she had on a sweater tied around her leggings. But anyway, so Rich is concerned about his test and that it could be possibly be something wrong. Sabrina is just like, you know, don't worry about it. Everything will be okay. But Rich is saying, like you said, Sabrina, earlier, like if everything was good, they would tell me that over the phone. They'd send an email. Like, that's not the vibes that he's getting. So while they're talking, you know, Sabrina gets the phone call from the therapist saying that, you know, Danny done had a panic attack. Sabrina gets up and walk off, and then Rich gets on his phone and called Tony. And I was like, why are you calling Tony, Rich? Tony is the reason why. Tony is the reason why. Like, and this is going to further show you that Tony is the reason why. And then it's like the audacity of you, Rich. Why are you in this woman's business? This ain't got nothing to do with you. You should have just sat there and moped about your sperm count, like, or whatever your sperm situation is. Stay in your business and not other people's. Anyway, so back over at the hospital, come to find out that, like I said, Karen only had the Braxton Hicks contractions. False labor pains due to her probably not drinking a lot of water or stress. And she says, well, yeah, a little stressful. Like, and it's crazy too, because if y'all notice, Zach kept calling Fatima his wife, his wife, his wife. So I'm like, did they get married over there on Fatima? And then the way Karen is talking, she talking like she only got one baby daddy. I was like, girl, you got two. Just like you said, because when he said stress, he's talking about the argument that she had with the child's father. And the way she said it, making it seem like Zach is the only father. And then she talking about, well, I got two jobs. No, she said, I got two businesses. I got two babies. And then the doctor was like, oh, you got too many problems. I said, and she got two baby daddies, doctor. I don't know why she didn't tell you that. Are y'all going to start dating next? Tyler Perry will hook somebody up in a minute. Anyway, so that was crazy. But but the doctor told her, you can't be arguing like that, keep your stress levels down. And she was like, okay, cool. Now, when the doctor brings Karen out, child, why Zach run over there real fast to try to push her on out? What you okay? You okay? What, baby? Why is you pushing her out here, in a wheelchair? The doctor said that right there, that's protocol. You supposed to push her out in a wheelchair. And the doctor was just saying, just keep she just had Braxton Hicks contractions and everything is fine. She's not having babies today or whatever. And yeah, that's pretty much what that was. And the doctor, he gone on about his business. Oh, and Karen introduced us the father because Zach is talking about Zach is my woman. I'm just only Karen's baby daddy. And he walks on out. So, back over at the hospital, this is when Danny is telling her, I'm sorry that I got you out of your date life and all that other stuff. And then, whoever the dude is must, you need to, she brings up whoever the dude is, she brings up the dude. And then that's when the therapist is like, who said it was a dude? She says she likes women. And I figured it. I was like, oh, okay. That really solidified what I was thinking earlier. And then this is the part that was weird because now Danny says, now I wish I would play for the home team instead of, she wish she was a lesbian sometimes instead of having to deal with these men, because you see what they causing out here. And then Krisha was just like, child, relationships are relationships. Whether if you digging, feeling a woman, man, or whatever, it's all issues and problems in relationships. At the end of the day, people gonna be people. Woman, man, it's gonna be a lot going on. So I just rather for me, I would rather just stick with the opposite and deal with what they got going on. Because I know two with me, child, we're going to be fighting every day. Because, I'm a whole lot. So I know I can't deal with another woman. Anyway, so I was like, so Tyler, are you going to hook up Krisha and Danny? So Danny, you finna be down with the season? Okay. So this is when Sabrina comes into the house and Krisha says, you were her first point of contact pretty much. When she said who I need to call Sabrina. When Sabrina is like, oh, okay, are you okay? Okay. Rich comes in because that's when Krisha leaves. Rich is there. And Sabrina wants to talk about the situation with Danny. But Danny like, no, I'm not talking in front of him. He the ops. And Sabrina's whole thing, no, he's not the ops. He's not the ops. He's a friend. That boy is no friend of Danny's. That boy don't like none of y'all girls. The only one he like is you, Sabrina. So he is a friend of no one but you and them boys. And Sabrina is like, no, he's a friend. He was just as concerned as I was when he heard about the panic attack. And then she says, but I bet he's gonna tell Tony. And Tony is the reason why I don't want Tony here. Child, knock at the door. Tony flying in the house like a buff Mighty Mouse. Like, why? Like, he running so fast. I'm like, it's your fault. And that's the thing. Danny said, I told you. Like, who told you that what was going on with me? To my Rich is the one that called. See, and then here goes Sabrina. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? I should have, been more discreet when I was talking to you on the phone. The thing about it is, it shouldn't matter how you should have been talking to your friend on the phone. It's not Rich's place to be calling people, telling somebody else's business. Because at the end of the day, when Carisha said, "Who do I need to call?" she would have called Tony. She didn't. She called you. Okay. And now Rich is like, "I'm sorry for calling." You know what I'm saying? Maybe I should go ahead and leave. Maybe I should go ahead and leave. Yeah, please go leave. Bye. And so that's when they ended up leaving, Rich and Tony, or whatever. So now here's the doctor talking to them about, Braxton Hicks and all that stuff, right? And he walked off. He walked off for some reason. I guess he was done there because he told him what was going on. Keep stress level low. Woo 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 woo. Right. And so when he walks off, Andy comes in, and Andy is like, "Oh my God, Karen, are you okay? Are you okay? Whatever, whatever." They was like, "Oh, okay, I'm fine. It was just, Braxton Hicks, it was false, whatever, whatever, right?" And so they were like, "So you're fine. So let me go." And then Andy says, "So let me go over here so I can go and see Gary." Now everybody looking at her like, "Why are you going to see Gary?" It was like a huh at the same time in unison. And so Karen is like, "Why are you going over there to see Gary? Like, what you got going on?" And so everybody looking at her, waiting for her answer. And then Fatima's like, "Are you going to answer Karen? Because we need to know." Child, Andy looked at them and said, "Well, I'll see y'all later." Andy said, "Ain't none of y'all business what I got going on. I'll holler at you later." So she ain't answering no questions. So while she leave, Aaron comes in. Karen is just like, "So y'all just calling everybody. They like, "No, I was just trying to," they was looking out for your best interest, Karen. So they had to tell the other baby daddy that the other baby daddy, everybody got to know everybody. It's two baby daddies. So everybody got to know. So instantly, the doctor comes out and was just telling her, I guess maybe these are discharge papers. I'm not for sure. But he was just like, "Look, keep calm. Don't be stressing or whatever. I'm saying, having arguments with the baby's father. Woo, 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 woo." And so here go Erin, baby's father. She didn't have an argument with me. I guess she had one with you. By this time, the doctor is left, right? He gone. And so and he's just like, "What? So you're arguing with Karen? Is that what you're doing?" And I was just like, "Really, Aaron? Now you just sit up here and say you don't want to stress out Karen, but you finna now start an argument for whatever reason or another." Aaron steps in Zach's face pretty much and saying, when it comes to Karen, I'm gonna always, pretty much he gonna always look out for her best interest. And Fatima looking at, because it's getting heated. Words are being exchanged. Fatima looking at Karen like, "Karen, can you step in?" Because I was saying the same thing like, "Karen, can you put a leash on Aaron?" And she was like, "Hold on, Aaron. It wasn't no argument like that. We was just discussing, whatever was going on." Aaron is like, "I don't understand why every time something is going on with Karen, pretty much he blaming Zach. He's saying that Aaron is saying he was being a nice guy while he was just letting Zach ride. Pretty much making it seem like Zach is the reason why Karen is always stressed out. But I'm like, dude, you was the reason too, because you didn't know how to respect her boundaries. Remember, she checked you on that too. So it ain't all Zach, is you too. But it's just at this point in time, she's at that point in her pregnancy to where she is going to start experiencing Braxton Hicks contractions, like Braxton Hicks or whatever. So pretty much everybody's trying to get them both to calm down while they in the hospital. It's crazy. So back over there, child, the boys are commiserating, and Tony is having a pity party about he needs to start listening to Danni more or whatever. He don't know how to handle her. The more he tries to help, the more she resists. He just need to figure out, what to do with Danni and all this other stuff. Rich whole thing is just let the girl, when she's ready for you, let her come to you. You don't have to always jump to her. Let her come to you, pretty much. And then Rich talks about his, he may have some issues with his sperm. And then apparently back when they were in undergrad, child, Rich was spreading it low and laying it low and spreading it wide, but he said he kept his Jimmy tight, so it wasn't no STDs involved. I mean, I don't know what's going on with this man's sperm, because there's a lot of people that lay it low and spread it wide and they ain't got no issues with their sperm. It must be just something wrong with him, period. But while they were talking and commiserating, child, they get a call from Jordan, and Jordan is asking them had they seen the news. And so when they see the news, they saw that Penelope has gotten charged for the death of Gary Border. All right, so now Robin is over at the office, and he is actually calling Hayden because he's in Hayden's office, and Hayden ain't nowhere to be found. Mind you, Robin just told Andy that she was going to be suspended indefinitely at this point. Once Robin calls Hayden up her line talking about he just got out of a very important business meeting. I was like, oh, but you was going to try to unalive Gary? That was your business meeting? The meeting was for you for you to unalive Gary. Oh, okay. So Robin is like, whatever, you whatever. I just need to let you know what happened with Andy. You know, she's been suspended indefinitely or whatever. And I need you to take her cases. Yeah, and I need you to, are you okay with that? Can you handle that? He was like, yeah, cool. I'm like, so really, Robin, you're having a power trip because she don't want to be your attorney no more. She's not listening to you or abiding by your rules anymore or whatever, period. And he's going and Robin is thinking, I'll get to it later. So while Hayden is outside of Gary's room, this is when Andy walks up. And then Hayden is rubbing it in Andy's face saying, yeah, I just got the call from Robin saying that you been suspended indefinitely and all that other stuff, and I'm going to have a good time taking your cases and Fatima too. So Andy's whole thing is, oh, okay, really? Is that what, he's saying all that stuff. So while they are having their back and forth, they get a phone call. Well, their phone starts to ping and it's the news. So they both looking at the phone at the same time, saying that Penelope has been charged with the death of with the stabbing of Gary Borders. But my thing is this. So the main reason for Robin wanting to do this to Andy is because she was under investigation, right? So now that they have gotten a suspect, which is Penelope, why come Andy can now Andy go back to work? You know what I'm saying? Because that means that she has been vindicated pretty much, that it wasn't her, that she didn't have nothing to do with it. So why come she can't? I wonder, can she go back to work now? Or does she have to totally have the word of Robin when she's able to go back to work? That's just something I want to know. So back over at the hospital, the boys are still getting into it, and Aaron goes really low, and he says that one of them had to step up and be the father for them babies. Like, Zach is not a good father. And I'm just like, dang, why you always got to go so low? That's the thing I don't like about Aaron. Aaron thinks that he's better than Zach. For whatever reason, I don't know. And it's crazy because I actually been watching the sisters. I've been watching the sisters from season 1. And I didn't like Aaron. I didn't like him at all because he overstepped. His wife, you know what I'm saying, unalived herself in front of Karen. The white people came through stabbing folk and all this other stuff. And I just never understood why Zach kept saying, this is the dude you want to be with. That got you in all this mess. And for some reason, I don't know why they wrote Karen's character to overlook everything that he got her into. Like everything that every bad, pretty much bad situation that came outside of Zach, it came from Aaron. And I really didn't understand. I was like, why are they writing her to overlook common sense? And it's just almost like because he always bombarded her. Remember when she got her test done, some way he knew about, the paternity results. You know what I'm saying? He knew every time she was in the hospital. Then I just didn't and he always thought he had a better than attitude than Zach. But I'm like, you are no better than Zach. Matter of fact, Zach is actually better than you because Zach has never put Karen in harm's way, literally. Like, you put Karen in harm's way 2 or 3 times. Like, Karen could have been unalived on this show 2 or 3 times already, dealing with Aaron and that girl's family. Like, that's crazy. But for some reason, the writers seem to like Aaron and keep writing him in here as if he's a good guy, when really he's not. He's really not a good guy. He's really not. But he's here for some reason. I don't know. But it comes to the point to where they are really, and Aaron initiated this fight. Like, he initiated all of this stuff. Wasn't nobody on no mess like that. It's like he's threatened by Zach, which he is, because he knows that in actuality, Karen really loves Zach more than she cared about Aaron. And so he's intimidated by that fact. And it's just crazy to me. Like, and then Fatima, Lord bless her soul, child, she's married, and now she can't really just talk her junk like she would normally do because she's pregnant. And now you got 2 pregnant women and you got 2 men with 2 big egos. That is a combination for destruction. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna do the trailer review for the next episode. I'll be dropping it, I think maybe Friday or Saturday. What's today's date? Is this Thursday? But anyway, y'all, this is Sheila Bila. Like, comment, and subscribe, and let me know what y'all think. Bye.